Learn English with Wikipedia. Turn on and select subtitles to see the keywords translated to your language. Michael Joseph Jackson, August 29, 1958 to June 25, 2009, was an American singer. He was also a songwriter, dancer and actor. He is considered the most influential artist of all time and the greatest artist of all time. Jackson is also said to be the most famous person of all time alongside Jesus Christ. His contributions to music, dance and fashion for over 4 decades, along with his publicized personal life, made him a global figure in popular culture. Jackson influenced artists across many music genres. His stage and video performances made complicated dance moves popular. These included the moonwalk and the robot. He is the most awarded individual music artist in history. Because of his influence and fame, he is known as the King of Pop. Jackson started his professional career performing with his older brothers Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon in the Jackson 5 in 1964. In 1971, he started a solo career while also being a member of the Jackson 5. During that period, he released 4 solo studio albums: Got to Be There, Ben, Music and Me, and Forever, Michael. He released the best-selling album of all time, Thriller, in 1982. It had an estimated sales of 110 million copies worldwide. The music video for the single, Thriller, showed him dancing like a zombie with other dancers around him also as zombies. The album Thriller includes famous songs including Beat It and Billie Jean. The popularity of these videos helped bring the television channel MTV to fame. Jackson wrote other well-known songs such as Bad, Black or White, Heal the World, and Earth Song. Through music videos and live performances, he is known for popularizing dance moves such as the robot and the moonwalk. He won many awards and broke records. Guinness World Records says he is the most successful entertainer of all time. Jackson is also remembered for giving money to charities and pioneering efforts in charitable fundraising in the entertainment industry. Jackson traveled the world attending events honoring his humanitarianism. In 2000, the Guinness World Records recognized him for supporting 39 charities, more than any other entertainer. In 2000, he was named the Artist of the Millennium. As of 2015, it was announced by Sony, Epic Records and the RIAA that his sales were more than 1 billion worldwide, with a statement saying he was the best-selling artist in history. His other studio albums, including Off the Wall, Bad, Dangerous, History, Past, Present and Future, Book 1, and Blood on the Dance Floor, History in the Mix, also rank among the world's best-selling albums with 30 million, 45 million, 35 million and 30 million sold respectively. Blood on the Dance Floor is also the best-selling remix album of all time with sales of 11 million worldwide. He released his last studio album Invincible. Aspects of Jackson's personal life, including his changing appearance, personal relationships, and behavior, generated controversy. He was accused of child sexual abuse in 1993, but the case was settled out of court. In 2003, Jackson was charged with child sexual abuse by Garvin Arvizo. In 2005, Jackson was found not guilty of all charges. While preparing for his comeback concert series, This Is It, Jackson died of an overdose of propofol on June 25, 2009, after having a cardiac arrest. Jackson's doctor, Conrad Murray, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. On July 7, there was a memorial service for Jackson. It was on television and 2.5 to 3 billion people watched it. This made it the most watched funeral ever. Death. Jackson was announced dead at age 50 on June 25, 2009 at 2:25 p.m. at the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. It is thought that he went into cardiac arrest, which means his heart stopped. At 4:36 p.m. local time, the Los Angeles coroner confirmed Jackson's death. However, he was unresponsive by 12:15. Even though he was not proclaimed dead at the time of hospital arrival, he already passed on by 1 p.m. Jackson died just 2 months before his 51st birthday. Rumors and news of Jackson's death broke web records, causing a cyberspace traffic jam. The circumstances of his death and the outpouring of grief which was experienced around the world were on record scales never seen before. His death gave Google, Twitter, Facebook, and Yahoo the most page views they had ever encountered. Jackson arrived at the hospital not showing any signs of life. Memorial service. A memorial service was held at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles on July 7, 2009. It began with a reading of a letter by Smokey Robinson of comments by Nelson Mandela, Diana Ross, and other close friends of Michael Jackson who could not be at the memorial. Mariah Carey sang "I'll Be There" at the memorial service, followed by a speech given by Queen Latifah. Lionel Richie performed "Jesus Is Love." Berry Gordy, Motown founder, spoke next, offering condolences. Kobe Bryant and Magic Johnson also spoke, with Magic describing the event as a celebration of Jackson's life and works, rather than a funeral. Jennifer Hudson sung "Will You Be There" accompanied by a music video. Reverend Al Sharpton then gave a speech about how Jackson kept rising and never stopped. John Mayer played the guitar as he did in Michael Jackson's song "Human Nature." This was followed by Brooke Shields speaking. Jermaine Jackson, Jackson's older brother, then performed "Smile," Michael's favorite song written by comic drama legend Charlie Chaplin. This was preceded by speeches by Martin Luther King III and Bernice King. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was the next person who spoke at the memorial service, claiming, "People are innocent until proven guilty," reminding those who accused Jackson of unproven child molestations, saying that Jackson's humanitarian efforts need to be praised. Usher then sang "Gone Too Soon," followed by a montage of old videos of Jackson himself. Shamim sang next, with Kenny Ortega introducing him afterward. Kenny Ortega explained that Michael Jackson saw the Staples Center as his home, a reason for the funeral service to be held there. This was followed by Kenny Ortega doing a tribute to him, including "We Are the World" and "Heal the World." The service ended with speeches by members of his family, including Jermaine, Marlon and daughter Paris, who broke into tears and said that "Daddy was the best father anyone could have," and also that "I will miss him." Then she left the microphone and turned into Janet Jackson's arms. The memorial lasted over 2 hours. Burial. At first, Michael Jackson's custom-made $250,000 golden casket, nicknamed the Promethean, was not expected to appear at the memorial service. However, due to a change in the family's plans, the casket was taken to the memorial service. Viewing parties were held all over the world for the broadcast, including at several movie theaters, in Times Square, the Apollo Theater, Raleigh, and Berlin. The broadcast was replayed a few times the next day. An estimated 2.5 to 3 billion people tuned into the farewell concert, making it one of the most watched events in the history of television. Over 3,000 police officers were assigned to the event, the largest amount assigned to a single event since the 1984 Summer Olympics. It cost the city of Los Angeles $1.4 million. His funeral took place in Glendale, California on September 3, 2009, 9 weeks after he died. He was laid to rest at 9:45 p.m. in the mausoleum, above the ground. Mother Catherine decided on burial details, but some family members and friends wanted him buried below ground in the mausoleum. Jermaine Jackson wanted him buried on Neverland Ranch. Legacy. Michael Jackson is considered the most influential artist of all time. Is widely regarded as the greatest artist of all time and is frequently cited as the most famous person of all time alongside Jesus Christ. Since his death, Michael Jackson's fan base has been estimated at a figure of 4.8 billion people worldwide by numerous media outlets, with reports of him having the largest fan following ever. A scientific study conducted by the University of Toulouse in 2014 also ranked Jackson as one of the most influential people in history alongside Jesus Christ, Adolf Hitler and Carl Linnaeus. According to the National Portrait Gallery in London, Michael Jackson was one of the most influential cultural figures of the 20th century and 21st century, and has now become the single most depicted figure in modern art. Music. Recent releases. Jackson recorded several songs before his death. He had recently released a compilation album called Michael, featuring remixed songs and new songs such as Hold My Hand, a duet between him and popular singer Akon, and Monster, a strong song with lots of attitudes and a hint of dislike for the paparazzi. Also, The Way You Love Me, Keep Your Head Up, and Much Too Soon.